Can y'all hear me? I'm finna come on the camera. I'm trying to see if y'all hear me or not. My thing running so slow today. This computer running so slow. Y'all can hear me okay. I'm trying to get it out, get this off the stream right here. If anybody want to come up and share some insights on mental health and how important do y'all think it is? It's good to know about these things because we deal with so much daily. We deal with a lot as it is. We done went through pandemics. We done been through so much. We have witnessed churches getting shot up, people getting killed, people committing suicide. We have witnessed it all. But we got to give God all the glory. That if you're here in my chat today, you got to give him some praise because a lot of people didn't make it to see this day. So that's why we have to be thankful for all what. I hope everybody's having a good day, enjoying this beautiful sunshine. I guess summer is on the way, y'all. Summer is on the way. It's been pretty outside. We had got a little rain over the weekend. I'm like, gosh, but it's pretty today, though. Pretty today. Me, my computer froze, so I had to come through my phone. Y'all doing all right? I had to go through my phone. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Thank you and welcome, Stephen. Can y'all hear me? Can you put a thumb in the chat? You let me know if y'all hear me or not. Yes, we have to be thankful for that. Today is Wellness Wednesdays where I do a lot of awareness over here. Like I said, I am not a doctor. I'm just a YouTube creator and I like to share things that I deal with daily and I like to share things, what's going on out there in the world because the things I talk about, the things that I have did research on, it does happen daily. And mental health is a topic that we all need to talk about. You know, we see things daily. Like I said, we done been through a pandemic. And the pandemic has slowed down a little bit, but it's still out there, y'all. And a lot of people have it have stressed them out. A lot of people have seen a lot of their loved ones gone during these times and everything. And we have seen and witnessed a lot of people getting killed in churches and different places, and that come from mental health because we don't know what a person might be going through when they walk out that door every morning or when they wake up every morning. We don't know what's going on in these people's mind. And that's why we don't know what's going on with these people on YouTube. There's a lot of mental health on YouTube. There's a lot of mental illness on YouTube. We don't probably want to believe it, but it is. It is. I mean, I have followed our channels. I don't get into it with these people. I don't, whatever they do on their channel, their business. But I have witnessed and I have seen how a lot of YouTubers have threatened each other. I've seen how a lot of YouTubers have tried to look up each other's families and stuff like that, you know. And you have to think about it. Why you gonna want to hurt somebody you don't know? Why you want to hurt somebody that just sit behind a computer screen? You know, you don't know them, but you just don't like them as a person because you might not like what they put out. You might not like, you know, you might not like that. A lot of people like to come to their channel. I mean, it's a lot of jealousy and envy on the YouTube street. I have noticed that. But one thing about me, I support everybody. Whether you support me or not, I support you. But I'm gonna get into my segment. My segment today is just showing awareness, like I do every month, week on Wednesdays. So I just want to share a little bit about mental health. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm only a YouTube creator, and I'm going to show this video right here because it will give you some insight about what we're dealing with daily when it comes down to mental health.
What is mental illness? Mental illness includes a wide range of disorders of thinking, emotion, and/or behavior. There are many different types of mental illness, and it can be short-lived or long-term. Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between mental illness and normal worry or sadness, but mental illness is more severe, lasts longer, and significantly affects a person's ability to cope with life. Almost half of adults experience symptoms of mental illness at some point. Depression is very common. The main treatments are medicines and counseling. Family, friends, and support groups can also help people cope with mental illness. What are the types of mental illness? Mental illness is really many different disorders. These disorders fall into broad categories including anxiety, mood disorders such as being too sad or too excited, schizophrenia, personality disorders, and obsessive-compulsive disorders. Other mental health disorders include eating disorders, stress disorders such as PTSD, and suicidal behavior. What causes mental illness? Mental illness is probably caused by many things in combination, including inherited factors, life stresses, the environment and culture you live in, and health problems that affect your brain. Many stresses, such as losing a job, getting divorced, or taking too many drugs, increase the risk of mental illness. Certain health problems that affect a baby's brain, such as complications during birth or a brain infection by a virus, increase the risk of mental illness later on in life. Mental illness doesn't occur because people are lazy or irresponsible. It is not something people do on purpose. Symptoms are different depending on what kind of problem you have. They may include major changes in personality or behavior, especially if they happen for no clear reason, confusion and cloudy thinking, odd, disorganized thoughts, such as jumping from topic to topic or answering simple questions with long, confusing answers, inappropriate behavior, such as undressing in public, seeing or hearing things that aren't there, believing things that aren't true despite strong evidence to the contrary, and extreme moods. How can doctors tell if someone has a mental illness? Doctors diagnose mental illness by talking to the person. Sometimes they'll also talk to caregivers or family members. Sometimes it's obvious that symptoms are caused by a mental illness. For example, people insisting that they're the president or that their thoughts are being controlled by a radio implanted in their brain. Other times, it's hard to distinguish mental illness from normal reactions. For example, it can be hard to tell normal grief from depression after the death of a spouse or child because both involve sadness and a depressed mood. Likewise, the line between being neat or
Understanding the biology of mental illness. What exactly is a mental illness? The term clearly indicates that there's a problem with the brain, but is it just the brain in an abstract?
Yeah, but like I said, that's what I was talking about today because it is going on out there in the world today, whether we like to face it or not, because it's real. Mental illness is real. You know, don't never be ashamed of your story, because your story can and might inspire another person. I see not wellness, but I see Frugal Mom, not Frugal Mom, but Panama and Journal was in here earlier. I had to switch over to my phone because my computer was freezing up. So, but that's what I want to talk about today. And if anybody want to come up and share some insights on what they feel about how important do y'all think mental health is? We could be talking to somebody in our chat with mental health, but it's not nothing to be ashamed of. It's not nothing to be ashamed of, because that's life. That is life. And you know, like I said, I deal with anxiety. If anybody know what anxiety and panic attacks is, they know what that is. They know what it does to them. They knows what it does to their body and everything. So I can't say as of today I don't have them as regular as I used to, because I does take meds, and then sometimes I don't even have to take my meds. It all depends on the situation I'm in. If I get overwhelmed by something, yes, I have to take my medicine. And I was diagnosed with depression when I was diagnosed with cancer. So don't never feel like you're alone. Don't never feel like you're ashamed. Because you have panic attacks, and if you have depression, it's just how severe everything is, you know. Because I was reading this about Naomi Judge, may she rest in peace. And I was going to share the video about her. She was diagnosed with a severe depression. And she was just talking about the things she had to go through daily. That's why I said people don't know what people go through unless you have walked in people's shoes. You cannot sit up and say another person is not going through something, because you don't know their feelings. You don't know what they have to do to get out of bed every day. That's why over here I don't judge no one. I don't body shame no one. Only thing I do is I just share what I go through, and I like to share awareness on it, and I like to try to keep pushing on the things that I'm trying to do to better my life. And so I appreciate the one that did come in and everything, but I had to switch over right quick. That computer keeps freezing up. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna continue with my show. I did want to get some insight from someone if they want to come up and share anything about what they know about mental illness. And if you know, if you're going through that, share with me. You know, let me know how you feel and how you cope with it, because it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that we all go through, whether people want to face it or not. Everybody deal with some type of mental illness, whether they want to claim it or not. Because if you sit out here on social media and argue with some of these people out here, you know it's something wrong with some of them. So if you sit back and keep arguing with them, you need to check their mental state, because no person with a right mind will sit here and argue every single day. It ain't worth it. I know it ain't worth it on my end. You know, in my end, this is what I do. If I had to get somebody straight, I say what I say, be done with it. But if a person keep constantly at me about something, it's something else got to be done. It have to be done either the legal way or whatever. But for us, the back and forth, them people are not worth my mental state, because I can end up having blood pressure problems, panics, attacks, anything. I let them have it. Whatever. You don't know me, so. But anybody that have to defend themselves on people out here on YouTube, do what you got to do. That one thing I would never tell another YouTube creator not to defend themselves, because it is some evil people out here. But anyway, I want to talk about Naomi Judge. She passed away this Saturday. You know, I used to listen. Well, I still do listen to some country music. There's some good country songwriters out there, and her daughter had some good little songs out there. And they said she committed suicide. But I read somewhere where they saying they're doing a investigation about it. But her daughter and her family had made a statement concerning her illness, and she was an advocate for mental health. I'm not sure when she was diagnosed, but she was a advocate for that. And I'm just gonna read some of her story. Then I'm gonna share this video I had download. But like I always say, we can never be ashamed of your story. Somebody out there might just be inspired about what you're going through. That's why I always tell people about what I go through. You know, you never know. I was a cancer survivor and I'm still struggling with health issues, but I don't let it, I try to keep going, you know. I was having a kind of a bad day yesterday, but you know, I got up this morning. I said, God, thank you for allowing me to see this day because I was feeling kind of rough after I had my appointment yesterday. But I got to continue to keep it going. Because you know how that is. I have to answer those calls because you never know. Hey, Jubba, how you doing? I'm just on here talking about mental health. So you are for you familiar with mental health? Do you want to come up and share some things about if you know anything about mental health? Or if you know anybody that's going through mental health, you come up and share some things about it. It's going on out there in the world today. It ain't nothing to be ashamed of. It's not nothing to be ashamed of. It's things that happening daily, you know. We just have to just do what we have to do to keep on living. How you been doing? And thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, I'm just showing some awareness for mental health. Like I said, we don't know what people going through on a daily basis. You know, that's why we can't judge no one. Can't judge a story or a chapter you never walked in, or you can't judge another person's illness if you don't know what it is. Get to know what is that illness. Get to know what a person going through before you start judging them, you know, because you never know. Everybody can't handle a lot of pressure that's going on out here in this social media world. And we, like I said, we done went through pandemic for the last 2 years. And a lot of people has lost loved one. And I was talking yesterday and I was remembering my cousin. She just died last year from the pandemic. And we was just having conversation a week before she died. That's why I said, you just don't know. Things happen so quickly and you just can't take life for granted. You just can't. That's why, you know, because ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody living a perfect life. If anybody is, please let me know. Because we go through those problems. We have those triumphs and we either have to work them out, deal with it, and keep it going. But yeah, I want to talk about Naomi a little bit. Like I said, she's a country singer and she did lose her life. They said she committed suicide because she was dealing with a severe depression. So I'm going to play some of her video and let her tell some of her story. I just found this clip and this on YouTube. I do not own the right to these videos being played in my live. They're for educational, entertainment purposes only. Let's see. I thought I had put that in there. Let me see. This the one. It's the one by Naomi. I thought I had downloaded. Let's see. It's it.
Ashley and Winona honored their mother at the Country Music Hall of Fame induction in Nashville, Tennessee. An emotional Ashley addressed the audience saying, "My mama loved you so much, and she appreciated your love for her, and I'm sorry that she couldn't hang on until today." The actress added that it was her mother's fans that kept her going in these last few years. Prior to Sunday's event, Ashley and Winona asked that the medallion ceremony proceed as scheduled, despite Naomi's passing just one day prior. Naomi had been set to be honored for her contributions to country music, alongside Winona. As mother-daughter country duo The Judds, the pair had performed together for decades and charted 14 #1 songs, including Mama He's Crazy and Let Me Tell You About Love. Let me tell you about love. In addition, Naomi was a longtime advocate for mental wellness. In 2018, her open letter for Mental Health Awareness Week was shared exclusively with People, in which she wrote in part, quote, "For everyone mourning the death of someone who committed suicide, an inevitable question arises. Why did this happen? Unfortunately, we don't have very good answers." She also opened up about mental health in her 2016 book, River of Time, My Descent into Depression and How I Emerged with Hope, revealing that she had suffered from suicidal depression. Naomi told People at the time, "Nobody can understand it unless you've been there."
To say something right off the bat because I trust you so much. I don't look like I usually look. My hands shake real bad. Medication, nothing I can do about it. And my face, I feel like a balloon. My face is all swollen because of the medication. I really haven't been eating ice cream and candy. I really haven't.
It's with that mix of humor and humility that Naomi is sharing her story with the public.
I would come home and not leave the house for 3 weeks and not get out of my pajamas. It was really bad.
Why now, Naomi? Why do you share this now?
Because what I've been through is extreme. My final diagnosis was severe depression, treatment resistant, because they tried me on every single thing. I want someone to be able to see that they can survive because there's 40 million of us out there.
As part of her treatment, Naomi had to confront a very difficult childhood that she says included being molested by an uncle when she was just 3.5 years old. And you'd go running to an adult.
Nobody was there for me. I had to realize that, in a way, I had to parent myself. And I started in therapy, and I call it radical acceptance. Every day I exercised. I would walk up to Ashley's house. When she was home, she'd come out and give me a hug.
One of many small but meaningful steps towards Naomi's recovery.
My everyday life is not only manageable, it's even enjoyable once more. I laugh a lot. I've told my story, and you can tell yours.
Yeah, this what happened to I think her Naomi Judge. She was a country singer, and you see, she said a lot of people don't like to open up about where they're going through. A lot of people don't have that family support, and you know, she was talking about when things that happened to her when she was a child. Like I said, I was molested at 8 years old, or raped at 8 years old. Yes, it affected me mentally because I was a little girl, and my cousin came in my room where I was, and things like that can traumatize you. It can affect you for the rest of your life. I'm 53 years old, but that happened to me when I was 8, and I can remember going back to school. It just like, I just felt so, I just felt like, I don't know if I want to go to school. Seemed like people were staring at me. They was looking at me. You know, it's just like when things like that happen to you, you feel like it be your fault, but it don't be your fault. It be just that feeling you get in your mind. That's why it's good to take counsel. It's good to talk to someone. It's good to have someone in your corner when you're going through those kind of things. But a lot of people cannot open up to others because they're ashamed of what they're going through. But I'm here to tell anybody that's going through any kind of mental illness or anything that happened to you when you was younger, like if you was going through anything, hey, Miss Key, how you doing? Anything like that have happened to you coming up and it have traumatized you up and it's still bothering you today as an adult, it's good to keep those conversation going, because it's not good to ball all those things up, because in the long run it'll probably affect you in so many ways mentally. And see, that's what Naomi was going through. She dealt with childhood trauma. Okay, Miss Key, good to see you. Love you. I'm just on here just talking a little bit. You do your thing. I know you. I see you. I was just talking about mental health, and I was sharing the story about Naomi Judge, and it's just sad. You know, we just witnessed last year we saw what that beauty contestant. Well, I think I forgot what she, Miss Universe or whatever she was. She committed suicide. Regina King's son committed suicide, and it's always come back to mental. It come back to your mental health. You could have all the money in the world, but that don't still mean you'll be happy. That still don't mean you'll be happy, because Naomi, she been singing for years, and I'm sure she was. I'm thinking that she was well put up. I'm thinking she had money put back, and I'm thinking she was living good. You could have everything you want, but if you don't have that, if your mind is not there, if your mind is not with it, I mean, if your heart is not there, you can have all the jewels, all the cars, but it got to be within that heart, and you got to have it in your heart. And from what I'm hearing, what she was saying, when that happened to her at 3 years old, I guess it still affected her as an adult. And I was just reading where she had to go to counseling, and she was diagnosed with a deep depression, and her depression was causing her to think suicidal. And when you start thinking like you want to hurt yourself or hurt someone else, it's something needs to be done. That's a mental health problem. Like I said, never be ashamed of your story, or you might inspire someone else. Like I said, I have anxiety, and I have been diagnosed with depression, because when I had cancer, when I went through the exchange of having cancer and having to deal with I was going to have to be isolated from my family because of radiation and this and that. That kind of stuff really got to me. It got to me mentally. And then physically, I started having pain, because depression comes from pain too. And I think some of my part was after I got that diagnosis, it affected me mentally. It really did. That's why through prayer, counseling, family, they all helped me to where I'm at today. But I still have those moments. Like I said yesterday, I wasn't having a good day, but I have to still give God all the glory, because I'm here. And I like to come on and share things about awareness. So that's what I like to do. And that's why I came on today. Each month have a different awareness, and I like to bring it to my channel. I like to share it with people just to see what their insights is about it. Like I said, I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but I does research, and I does have things going on in my life. And there's somebody out there might be going through some of the same things I'm going through, or the next person in my chat going through, and it might can help lift their spirits. That's why I always share the videos I share. That's why I always share things I share, because you never know, a person might just need to hear, you look good today. They might just need to hear a compliment from someone. You never know what that next person might be needing to hear today. They might want somebody to tell them, look, keep going, you can do this. We got to have those people. Those the people you want in your corner. You want people in your corner just going to tell you to keep going. You want people that going to inspire you, to tell you, look, you want people to be honest and tell you about things. Yes, criticism does help, but you don't want nobody that's going to bring you down. If people are there to bring you down, you don't need those kind of people. You know who's there for you. You know who's been there for you. And that's what I say about myself. I love everybody, whether you support me, follow me or not. I love everybody. That's one thing I do not have vengeance in my heart against no one, because I'm on YouTube as a creator. I share what I share. Other than that, I don't know nobody in their real lives on YouTube. That's why I can't sit here and talk about Double. I can't sit here and talk about Miss Key, because I don't know them. I just know their channels, and I know I does go to their channel and they come back and show support to me. But other than that, I can't talk about nobody else's story that I don't know. And nobody can't talk about my story. You only go by what I tell you. And I don't mind sharing the things that I have endured in my life. I don't mind telling people how far God has brought me and how far he will continue to bring me. That's why I try to keep pushing myself to do what I can. Even though like some days I don't be feeling, like yesterday I was having kind of one of them days. I don't come on and tell it, but I have some of them days where I be like, wow, is I'm gonna ever get past this pain of this, of that? But I try not to let that devil get in me. I try to just keep going, because once you start feeling a certain way, and that do go into depression. So I try to do stuff. I try to listen to music. I'll go and try to do some meditation. I try to talk to my family. I read my Bible. And of course, me and Miss Key got those scriptures going on. Miss Key, you've been doing good. Those Bible scriptures. Those Bible scriptures are good. You know, sometimes I read one, you know, just to lift myself up. Because, you know, sometimes the word of God could put a smile on your face. It does me. But I had want to share that. I just want to see if anybody want to come up. And if they know anything about mental health, if they got any tips on how people should do and stuff like that. Because they said meditation helps. Surround yourself with people with positive attitude. Don't get yourself caught up in all that negativity. And watch your surroundings. Watch your surroundings. Because mental health is serious. It is very, very important. But don't let nobody fool you that it's not, because it is. Because we witness it. We can turn on our news today and we can see how many people that got shot here and got killed there. I mean, it's all over the world. Somebody is doing some crazy stuff out there. And instead of trying to show awareness and trying to get things done, that's where we go to our communities. We go to talk to our mayors. We talk to the people in our communities about trying to put more pressure on these gun laws and talk to the president or however, you know, because I'm not saying I don't have nothing against guns. I don't have nothing against guns, but use them in a right way. There's some crazy people out there with some guns. That's all I'm telling you. Anybody can go shoot up a church of God. I'm just thinking about the stories about when the man went up there and shot up all them people in that church. That was sick. Hey Frank, how you doing? You watching me? Hey, love travel way. How you doing? I'm just talking about mental health. Anybody want to come up and share some insights about what y'all think about mental health? Do y'all think mental health is important? Do y'all think mental health is a subject we need to be talking about? We witness mental health daily. Like I said, you know where I live at, in this small town of Georgia. And the next town I live to is Columbus, Georgia. I mean, the crime rate up there is so high, y'all. I think I could turn on my news and you can see somebody get killed daily. Because people out there doing crazy stuff. Some people just don't think, but they don't want to admit that they have a problem. When you know you got a problem, instead of you are seeing about it, you're going to go and do crazy stuff. Don't go out there and hurt nobody because you can't deal with your problem. Because that's what a lot of people are dealing with. They're dealing with this pandemic. Some people didn't go back to work. Some people don't have money. And they're taking it out on other people's lives. And then some have other issues instead of just dealing with those things, they rather just go out and shoot somebody or go out and hurt somebody, either hurt themselves. I was talking about Naomi Judge, the country singer. I was sharing her story. You know, they said she committed suicide. Well, her daughter was saying that she was an advocate for mental illness because I just got played earlier her story where she was talking about how she was traumatized at 3 years old. See, these things happen when you were shocked. These things happen at an early age. It ain't just like you get mental illness all of a sudden, you get mental health all of a sudden. Things have to be triggered in those things. Things have to start at an early age. And she was sharing that she was 3 years old. She was molested by one of her relatives. And like I shared my story, I was raped by one of my relatives. Yes, mentally, I'm 53 years old. I was 8 years old when it happened. But mentally, I guess, and I'm so, and my family tell you, I'm still traumatized from it sometimes. I'm tell you the reason I say I'm traumatized, because I look at my 13-year-old granddaughter, my 10-year-old grandson, my 3-year-old granddaughter. I'm real protective over them. Oh, you did, Frank? Okay. I'm real protective over my children when it come down to them spending the night with people, just being around people in general sometimes because of the things I went through at 8 years old. But I know things, I can't say things are any better now because people are still doing things to children. They're still doing things to children in their household. It could be somebody right there in your household doing things to your children. That's why my granddaughter, they be like, my grandma don't want us to do that. My grandma don't want us to go nowhere. And I'm starting to enlighten up a little bit. You know, I'm trying to not to be the way that I am, but I can't help it because I was traumatized as a child. And I was the same way with my daughter. She was like, my daughter was just talking about that the other day. Because my granddaughter wanted to go out and hang with one of her friends, and her mom texted my daughter and told my daughter, can she go with us? She gonna be safe. And of course, my daughter had to call me. Oh boy, y'all know me. I was like, what? You know, but my daughter was like, Mama, she gonna be okay. She gonna be safe. The lady said she's gonna watch her. You know, gonna make sure nothing happens. That's just the way I am. I try not to be that way, but if you done been in that kind of situation, you probably would understand what I'm saying. The reason I am the way I am about my children because of what I've been through when I was young. And I can't say it ain't got any better because it have not. You can look on the news and you can see what children are still getting molested. You can see it come from family members. But I think through God, through family, therapy, that helps me. That have helped me out a whole lot. I'm not ashamed to tell no one. Yes, I have talked to therapists, and I still do talk to therapists when I need to talk to them. They ain't nothing. Thank you, Frank. It's not nothing to be ashamed of if you're dealing with any type of thing like trauma, anything that in that way. Ain't nothing shame about that. That's why I always try to do awareness on things because I know how I feel to be put down. I know how I feel to be felt bad. I know how I feel to when somebody making you feel lesser than what you are. Or I done been there. I done been down that road. But the one thing about it, we can't let those people affect us mentally, but they will do it. They will do it because that's just the way they are, because they're miserable. When people are miserable, they want you to be miserable too. Instead of trying to inspire, lift someone up, they really try. They want to see somebody tumbling down. They want to see a person tumbling down all the time. But over here, you won't catch it over here. If I see love, you travel away. I'm gonna tell her you're doing a good job. She been doing a walking challenge. She didn't know I've been watching her. I seen her. That's a good thing you're doing, girl. Keep it up. Frank. I be seeing Frank over there eating his different kinds of fruits, and he trying to get on this healthy path. But Frank, you keep it going. Don't let nobody stop you from what you're trying to do. If that's what you want to do, keep doing it. I see Miss Key. She doing her thing. She does. Me and her both been doing challenges together. It ain't about the quantity of the people that's watching you. It's that message that you have to get out there to the people to see. I can't worry about who wasn't in my chat today or who wasn't in yesterday. I can't look at that. I look at things that I can do today to better myself. And if I can better myself in any way that I can inspire others, that's what I do. Hey, and welcome. Are you new? I think you're right. I think this is my first time seeing you. Welcome. That's one thing I don't do over here. I can't let social media, I can't let what other people got going on in their life affect me, because mentally it can bother me. So I try to take those deep breaths. I do what I have to do. I come on and do what I do and keep it going, you know? So love travels away. How do you feel about mental health? I was trying to drop my link. How do y'all think mental health important? Do y'all think it's best to get educated on these things? Like I said, I'm not a doctor, and I don't get on here and say I'm a doctor. I am a YouTube creator, and I have faith in God, and I share real life stories compared from what I deal with, and I like to get feedback from my chat. If it's something you can tell me, I'm willing to listen. And if my chat anybody want to come, let me see, can I drop my link? I was on my computer, y'all. Do y'all computer be getting on y'all nerves? I had to switch back over to my phone. I was freezing up on it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the internet serves I got. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's something going on with it, because I was on it in the beginning. So how y'all feel about mental health? Do y'all think it's something need to be talked about? If you do, put a thumb in the chat. I'm trying to go get that link. It is. It's a big problem. You know, like Love Travels Away. You have a channel. It can be somebody in your channel, in your chat daily, that might be dealing with that. You know, we don't know what. It might be somebody in my chat might be dealing with that. It's not nothing to be ashamed of. It's not nothing to be ashamed of, because it's something that all Americans going through, whether we want to believe it or not. But it is. People deal with it daily. And I just like to come on and share the information I does have. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I ain't never got on here and told nobody I am. I make mistakes just like everybody else, but I'm a work in progress. Just like anybody else that's going through anything in their life. It's not easy. It's not easy being out here in this world with the things we have to deal with daily. You know, we've been through a pandemic, y'all, for 2 years, and it still haven't gotten any better. I don't know about nobody else, but it changed my life. It changed my life. Who would have ever thought that? Who would have ever? I'm trying to see if I can get this link. Who would have ever thought the things that we had to deal with the last 2 years? Who would have ever thought we would have to deal with that? Hold on. I was trying to get that link. Yeah, you're right. People are dealing. Thank you. And I'll make sure y'all connect down there with Evangelist Nancy Perrin. She's new. This is Love to Travel. If y'all haven't connected with her, please, with him or her, y'all please connect. Because over here, I like for us to connect with each other. And I'll make sure I go over there and return the love evangelist. Because over here, I believe in connecting. I believe in sharing. I believe in supporting. So I will eventually get back to your channel. And I was just reading what you were saying. You said, yes, I have dealt with anxiety and depression in the past. Thank God for deliverance. Amen. Amen. Like I said, I deal with anxiety and depression. I'm gonna make you a mod. I'm gonna have to make you a mod. I'm gonna make you a mod, and then you can drop your own link. Let me go in this way right here. I made you a mod evangelist. You can go and copy and paste your own link. And I'm telling you, having anxiety, that is not fun. That is not a fun thing. I think I have shared this. I probably share it all the time. When I have anxiety, it because of traumatization, because of the thing that I get overwhelmed by things. Yeah, I gave you a wrench so you can drop your link. I get overwhelmed by things, but I can't say within the last 2 or 3 months I haven't had an anxiety attack. Yes, I take medicine to try to keep me calm, but I start praying more. I start giving it to God. So I said, I can't keep taking all this medicine because it makes me sleep. It helps me rest now. I deal with chronic pain, and that mentally that bothers me because I be in pain. But I keep on praying. I keep asking God just relieve me from all of this because I don't want to be stuck on pain medicine the rest of my life because I does takes a lot for pain. And starting Friday, I gotta start doing some rehabbing on my shoulder because I just found out I got a tear in my rotator cuff. And I've been dealing with chronic pain for the past 5 years. And yes, it has made me very depressed. Very depressed. But I try to keep on pushing. Hey, Danforth, how you doing? I'm just talking about mental health. Do you think talking about mental health is important? Do you think we need to educate ourselves more on this? Because we do. This is Evangelist Nancy. She's new here. I just made her a mod so she can be able to connect with everybody. And y'all put y'all channels in there so she can connect with y'all. Over here, y'all know that's what we do over here. Connect with each other, show each other love and everything. And I was just sharing about Naomi, God bless the dead. I'm old school. May she rest in peace. I was just talking about her. She was traumatized at an early age. Thank you. Yes, I'm making it. I have my days. You know, I share my videos. I try to keep myself lifted up. I try to show a lot of motivation over here. If you go to my channel, you'll just see where I'm sharing things, either try to lift myself up or lift others. Either I do it through food, because I'm on a weight journey too, of course. I started my weight journey last year, and I'm still going forward with that. My weight been okay. I haven't gained it back, so that's true. And that's what I deal with. I deal with chronic pain and it's emotional pain. It's emotional pain because of the fact I get up every morning. I be praying. I'm like, today gonna be a good day. I tell myself, today gonna be a good day. You know, like I said, I have my, I walk, my gait is messed up. I don't walk the way I supposed to because my gait is messed up due to I have my L4 disc is messed up in my back. So I use a cane to try to help balance myself, but I can't walk. That's why I thank God daily that I can do the things that somebody else can't do. Even I might be a little slow, but I can do the thing. But it makes me depressed sometimes. But I just have to keep on going. Oh, welcome, Sunflower Bees. I know I had connected with you the other day. I'm just talking about mental health, the importance of mental health. We need to start educating ourselves. That's right, therefore, we got to keep on fighting. You know, a lot of people can't handle some of the things that I'm going through. And whatever you might be going through in your life, can't handle that. But that's what we're here for. That's why I show awareness over here, try to make sure that we can do all we can to lift each other up. Because that's what we need, y'all. We don't want nobody tearing us down. That's one thing over here. I won't tear nobody down. Wow. Wow. If I could, I'm trying to get my link. I wouldn't mind you coming up sharing your story. I'm trying to get my link. My everything is working all crazy today. Yes, you know what? All right, therefore, good to see you. Make sure you connect with Sunflower and Evangelist. So, Sunflower, when you got diagnosed with cancer, did it change you? Did it? I mean, when they told me I had it, I went into a deep depression. I went into a deep depression. Oh, okay, understand. So, how long it been? So I'll just ask you the question down there. How long it been since you had that diagnosis? How long was it? Because I was diagnosed in 2016, and it bothered me mentally and physically, and it just seemed like since that happened, my body just hasn't been the same. It just haven't been the same mentally and physically. You said it made me hate doctors. I hated them because they missed my cancer and called it a second cancer and really ruined my body. Wow. So did they remove your thyroid? Because they removed mine because I know it. It was like when they moved my thyroid, everything, my whole body went away. I went from walking to not walking well for anything. It started after they took that from my, okay. After they took, I had a 4 centimeter tumor on my thyroid. And they had seen like cancer cells on that thyroid. And so they went in and they said, they had to go on and remove one side. And so after they removed one side, they said, look, we're going to have to go and get the other side because we don't want it to spread. And after they went in and did what they did, they told me I probably going to have to take radiation. But you know what? You know what that doctor told me, y'all? That doctor told me, God heal you. Because when they went in and got the other side, they didn't see no cancer, y'all. They didn't see no cancer. That's why I give God all the glory. Because after they moved one side, they said it wasn't nothing else there. They removed my thyroid. I ended up taking meds for the rest of my life. But the thing, what I'm trying to tell you, from the time they told me from that first surgery, it had me so stressed and crying. I was crying every day, y'all. I was crying every day because I thought I'm about to get emotional now. I was crying every day. Excuse me, y'all, if I get a little emotional because I'm so overwhelmed about the power of God. I am so overwhelmed about the power of God. That's why I like sharing things, because no matter what we're going through, no matter what I'm going through now, I know God is a healer. You hear me? I know he's a healer. The things I'm going through now, it probably going to take a little while for me to get to where I need to get, but God, no, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. So if I sound so overwhelmed and crying and emotional, it's because I can sit here and tell y'all, God has been good to me. Even though my body went through so many changes, it's still going through changes. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I done been through it all. And I'm still. You know what? You the second person. You the second person that came over here and said that medicine, it don't bother me. It helps me. Cause like I say, if I don't take my medicine, like yesterday, I was feeling so off whack yesterday. If I don't go on and get up and take mine, I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Even though I walk like this, I walk like a penguin because of my disc, but I'm still walking, y'all. I'm still walking, and I give God all the glory. So if you see me shout, clapping my hand, it's because of what God has done for me. But I still got things to be dealt with. But I know God kept me here for a reason. Even though my body going through all these changes, but he kept me here for a reason. That's why I do not take life for granted. I try to take one day out of time, the best way I can, y'all. But that's all we can do. That's all we can do is just take one day out of a time. Y'all make sure y'all connect down there. But it was another lady came here and said, let me show you. Girl, I got a bag. I got a bag with some bells. It was another lady came in here. Oh, it was another lady came in here and said, this is what I take. I take these Leviathan sodium 150 milligrams. I have to take these every day. They told me this is my lifeline right here in this bottle, y'all. They said I cannot go a day without taking this pill right here. This one pill right here I have to take every day. And if I don't take that pill when I first get up, when I get up every morning, I try to take my meds, eat. And if I don't take that pill, wow. And if I don't take that pill first thing in the morning, I said by lunchtime, I done lost all my energy. My hormones start acting all crazy. So I make sure I get up and take this one pill here daily. This one pill I have to take every day of my life, y'all. They said this is my pill I got to take every day. I can't miss taking them. I think I went maybe a couple of hours, and believe me, I paid for it. I paid for it. That's why they stay right here. Wow. That's what I'm saying. Because my kid be like, Mom, you took your medicine today? Because sometimes I be off balance. My mind get brain fog. It happens. I know exactly what you're going through. That's what I know. That did one little pill keep me here, y'all. I hate to say it, but they said this pill and God. I take this pill, but I thank God every morning once I hit that flow though. But this pill right here, if I don't take it, I could die. It's just like she said. Because you have to have some thyroid in your body. You have to have thyroids in your body. I'm gonna have to make you a mind, Sunflower, where you can drop your link. Y'all make sure y'all connect down there. That's why I always say let's connect. That means go visit each other's channel and connect with each other. That's what let's connect means. That's why I'm saying that on my hashtag. Yeah, we have to take this every day. But it was a lady came on here saying that these pills make her sick. You know, everybody's body different. And this what I've been on. They did my dosage. They lowered my dosage because they had to make sure I was taking the right, go help me. And ever since I've been on these pills, ever since I was diagnosed with that cancer, my body ain't been the same. I hurt more. Mentally, I get anxiety. That's why I said, if I'm not ashamed to tell nobody, I have anxiety. I be depressed. You know, ain't nothing shame about that because it's the things we have to deal with. It's just how you act toward those things. You know, I never been where I say I want to kill myself, anything like that. I don't have that kind of depression. You know, I don't have that kind of depression because I try to keep going. I try to keep lifting myself up. Okay. This is Sunflower, and she's also a thyroid awareness. She's also a survivor. I asked her if she want to come up, but she said she don't want to come up, so that's why she's typing a lot in the channel. She's a cancer survivor, and some of the things she's going through, I know what she's going through because I go through it daily. It's just like mentally, a lot of people can't handle this stuff. A lot of people can't handle the things what's going on, and a lot of people can't handle this social media mentally because people try to put you down. They try to make you feel bad. That's why I tell everybody, treat people right. You don't know what a person going through in your chat. You don't know what it took for them to get out of bed this morning. You don't know how hard it have to get for them to get out of bed. You don't know, some people can't digest food like others. A lot of people are dealing with weight. Like I got into the obese stage, 236 for what I was weighing. I wasn't satisfied with my weight. That's why I chose in 2021 to go on a weight journey. That's why I'm still pushing on this weight journey today. Because a lot of food we eat hurt us, y'all. We don't want to believe it. I was feeling so bad yesterday. Mickey, you probably wonder why you ain't heard from me. But I was feeling so bad yesterday when I went to the doctor, my stomach, because I deal with IBS. I was feeling so bad yesterday, y'all. When I came back from my appointment, I just laid around. I said, well, I ain't going live today. I possibly went live yesterday when I had scheduled one, but I changed it. I was feeling so bad. I woke up. When you wake up feeling bad, that is a bad feeling. Do you hear me? But I deal with these things. I got up and I took my medicine and everything. And I started coming around probably about right after I left that appointment. But if you don't know what I'm going through, you can't judge me. But if you're going through something, I can't judge you either. Okay, so you on a weight journey too? You on a weight journey? So by you having your thyroid's taken, how did it affect your weight? Cause my weight, I gained weight. It made me gain weight. That's why I started getting on this journey. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all connect down there. Anybody want to share anything about mental illness? It's good that we have to educate ourselves about it because it's going on in the world, y'all. It's going on in the world. That's why people don't know what a person might be going through. Oh, your weight up and down. Since I've been you do? Since I've been dealing with this, trying to lose the weight, I've been feeling pretty good about myself. You know, because a lot of this weight is inflammation, because I got a lot of inflammation in my body. All right, Sunflower. All right. Right. I like that. Yeah, we got to keep them fighting. We can't, when I was reading that about the Nona Judge, the one that just died, the country singer, she was dealing with a lot of stuff. And then a lot of people shame to tell their family what they're going through. It's good to have a good support system, y'all. It's good to have a good support system. It really is. But some people don't have that support system. Some people don't have that support system. But it's good to have one. I talk to my daughter a lot. Because my daughter's an RN and she enlightened me on a lot of things that I'm going through. She look at my meds and she feel like, she might say, Mom, you probably need to get a little double dose. Or she might, Mom, you took your medicine, because they know how I am. They know if I haven't took my medicine, they know what happens when I don't take my medicine. They're like, Mom, you got to take that medicine. You know you got to take that medicine. My daughter's an RN. And if it's something that she think is, too strong for me, or she think it, cause I'll tell you that a lot of people say they don't take medicine because a lot of that medicine mess with you mentally too. Now you read some of those side effects from those medicines. Some of that medicine have you about crazy too, but because they have me on this anxiety medicine. I was on this anxiety medicine one time, y'all. All right, I'm trying to get the link now. I was on this anxiety medicine, and I swear, y'all, I had to stop taking that medicine because it had me looking, hallucinating, and everything. Some of that medicine have you crazy. It's trying to come up. Oh, that's me. Hold on. Some of that medicine. Hold on. Some of that medicine will have you crazy. Hold up, y'all. I'm trying to drop that link. That's why I had to. Hold on. Y'all know how I'm here with this screen, y'all. Still be trying to figure it out. I know it because I was on my phone. I was on my computer, but it kept on frozen up. Every time I try to go on my computer with screen, y'all, I keep freezing up. I don't know why I be doing that. Hold on. Let me copy and paste that link. Some days it do all right and some days it don't. Okay. I had copied it one time, but it won't come up. Hey, Moments, we just talking about mental health, and so do y'all think mental health is important? If you think mental health is important, put a thumb in the chat. I'm still trying to get that link, Sunflower. Hey, Vanessa, how you been doing? And it's important to educate ourselves about this because we don't never know what another person might be going through. That's why I do a lot of awareness over here. Y'all notice on Wednesday, I does talk about a lot of awareness. You think it's important, Miss Key? It is. It is important to educate ourselves daily because it's somebody know some people on social media dealing with mental illness, y'all. You just don't know. It's some people dealing with mental illness but be on YouTube. They don't want to admit they got mental problems. Some of them do. Y'all just overlook me right now because I'm trying to get this other link. I'm trying to get her this link. Y'all make sure y'all connect down there. It won't let me copy. It won't let me copy the link. I don't know what's going on. You talk about it all the time? I'm trying to see if I get this link again, y'all. I was trying to go through another streaming service. What other streaming services out there, y'all? Y'all, everybody deal with StreamYard over here? Because me and StreamYard don't get along that good. Bitch, three y'all do not get along that good. Probably because I don't be know what I be doing, probably. It won't let me copy my link for some reason. Oh, okay. That's good to know, moments. But y'all make sure y'all connect down there. Y'all make sure y'all connect down there. This is Sunflower. She's new here. I'm still trying to get this link dropped, y'all. I guess I'm gonna have to go back out and do it. Oh, you go through YouTube? Oh, okay. I have tried it that way, but every time I try to go through YouTube live stream, it keep putting my live on private. So I guess I gotta hit the right thing. I probably try that the next time. But yeah, I talk about a lot of wellness over here. And I does when thyroid awareness come up, I do that too because last year I did the thyroid awareness, and this year I'll do that again. But yeah, I be trying to figure it out, honey. I still can't figure it out sometimes. I still can't figure it out. But yeah, like we were saying about the mental health, a lot of people don't like to talk about things like that, y'all. A lot of people don't like to talk about things like that. But if you can help somebody, would y'all help somebody that going through mental health if y'all could? If you knew somebody that was going through mental health, would y'all help them? What kind of advice or what would you tell a person that you know going through mental health? Would you try to put them down, or would you tell them, look, you are not alone. We're out here fighting for you, because a lot of people need to hear words of encouragement, y'all. So how would y'all, if you know somebody that deal with a lot of mental health, what would you tell them? Put it in the chat. What would you tell a person that's dealing with mental health? Just put in the chat. I'll just read it as I go. This is what I would say, because dealing with anxiety and depression, that is mentally bothering you. It bothers your brain. And if you don't get it seen about, it could do something to you mentally. That's why. Oh, you don't take anxiety medicine? I have to take, I got a medicine cabinet over here. I take these right here. These right here are called Samvata. I have to take those by mouth at bedtime. Sometimes when I feel like I'm overwhelmed by something, but they make me sleepy. These right here is 5 milligrams right here. So you said if you knew somebody that was going through something like that, you would say, I care about you. I'm here for you. Yeah, because people need to hear those kind of things. These right here is my muscle relaxer. They make me sleep. The reason I got all these medicines is the one I can sit up and talk, huh? But this is my thyroid medicine. These my muscle relaxer. And I got those other pills for anxiety. If I have to take a lot of my medicine at night, that's why I don't be up Okay. That's why I don't, you very seldom see me go live after 6 or 7 o'clock, unless I'm doing a pre-record or something like that. I never did a late live because I be sleep down. Sometimes I might either be asleep or I might visit other channel, but I never did like a late night live. Cause most of the nights I be trying to rest. Cause during the day, you know, stuff like that. But that's why y'all mostly see me like at this during this time of day or in the evening time. But I will do live like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at the latest. But you never see me do a live like 11, 12. Cause I be like, I gotta get my rest, y'all. You have to get plenty of rest. Plenty of rest. You have to drink plenty of water. You can meditate, be on a good, try to eat right and stuff like that. I'm still trying to get this link. StreamYard won't let me, it won't let me copy the link for some reason. I don't know what's going on. They don't want nobody to talk today. That's what it is. That's what it is, y'all. They know I be doing a lot of talking over here. But anyway, y'all, I'm doing a, it won't let me copy the link. On Friday, I'm doing another Let's Talk show. It's going to be for the mothers. I would love to see some mothers on my chat. Hopefully by then, I might go through, I might try to go through YouTube and see can I go live in that way. I don't know if I can invite people on the panel through there. I never did it, but I want to invite mothers on my panel Friday. I think I got it scheduled for Friday evening, I believe. I wanted to be talking about asking some questions, like some quiz questions and things like that. It's just gonna be like a little Mother Day special. If y'all mothers, if anybody want to be a mother, if you want to come on and just give some mothers some good advice about why you was a mother, what was your first impression when you became a mother? Oh, that what it is. Yeah. Well, hope I can get that thing to do right. But that's what are y'all mothers? I know Miss Kia mother. I know Mama's a mother. Are you a mother, Sunflowers? You have kids? Though my show gonna be back Friday. Be asking some questions like quizzes and things like that. If y'all haven't connected with Sunflowers, please do. She just shared with me today that she is a thyroid survivor just like me. And she shared some insights on things about, she tapped it in the chat because I could never get that link to do right. I'm still working on it. But I would love to see y'all ladies come out Friday. And if you want to share some things about, there you go. It finally let me get it. Hopefully you'll be able to come up because sometimes it be acting crazy. You can try to hit the link, Sunflower, and see can you come up. I finally got to go through. Hopefully I'll be able to hear you because the other day I was having a problem about people hearing me. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. That's the link if anybody want to come up and talk about mental health. I got up until, okay, Panama. Panama, you want to come up and share some things about health, mental health? Hopefully you can get up there, girl, because it's me and StreamYard don't get along. Panama, what do you use? You go through StreamYard when you have people on your panel? That's the link if anybody want to try to see can they come up. Sunflower, see can you hit it? Okay, Panama, I appreciate you, but I just want to share some awareness on mental health. Every month I try to show some awareness on whatever going on in that month. Okay. You deal with the StreamYard. I mean, whew, child. Look, I be having a problem. I can't hardly, I don't know. Maybe it be me. I don't know. But that's the link if anybody want to try to see, because I'll be on to probably about at least about 2 o'clock. Because I got to, yeah, probably about 2:15. If anybody want to come up, because I have somewhere to go. I want somebody to try to hit the link and see if it's going to work. If anybody want to come up and talk about mental health for a minute. Let's see. Okay, there goes Sunflower.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Are you talking? Hello? See, that's the
I'm
problem I
working
would
on
have
the
the other
echo.
day. Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me? Can
See,
you
that's
hear
the
me at
problem I
all?
would have the other day. Because I had switched over from my I had switched over from my computer. When I switched over from my computer to get on my phone, I can't hear nobody. Buddha had told me I had to do something. What I gotta do now? What I gotta do, Panama? Cause I can't hear her cause she's on my phone, but I can't hear her.
Oh,
I
hold on a
can't
minute.
hear. See, that's the problem I would have
Can you
another
hear
day.
me?
I can't hear Sunflower because I switched over from my computer to my phone. Every time I do that, I can't hear the next person. But my computer kept on freezing up. I'm trying to see can I go back through it. Let me see. It's crazy. It be getting on my nerve when they do like this now. I can't stand when my thing get like this. Let me see. Cause that's what happened the other day. When I switch over, I can't hear the person that coming up. Hold on for a minute, Sunflower. I'm trying to see can I switch back to my computer, see how that's gonna be. It's crazy. I can't hear the person that coming up. Hello? I'm trying to see can I switch back to my computer, see how that's gonna be. Crazy. I can't. Hold on. Hello? Can y'all hear me now? Hello?
It might just be me. Oh no, you can hear me.
It's me. It's me because I'm back on my computer right now. Y'all can hear us? Can y'all hear us?
Oh no, you can hear me.
It's me. I'll ask the people in the chat. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Georgia Girl. And tell her, oh, what happened? What happened? She done disappeared. I'll try to see what happened to Sunflower. I don't know. Okay. I'll try to see what happened to Sunflower. She went back out. I had put that link in there. Oh, girl, it might be me, hon. it probably me, child. Because I be so confused with this stuff. I can't do this. But I'm going to figure it out, y'all. I'm going to figure it out. But I'm going to figure it out, y'all. Hey.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Georgia Girl, and I am Everywoman. Tell everybody who you are.
Well, I'm Sunflower Bees, and a lot of everybody knows me as Retro Organ. I try to let everybody know that I do have 2 channels, so just in case anyone gets confused. Okay. This is just my second channel, you guys, and this is where I'm trying to have more fun because of the mental health behind everything. This is why I opened up a second channel to kind of take away from all the stress of everything else going on. And
I feel you, honey. I feel you.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I wanted to ask you. I know you had shared. This is Sunflower, everybody. She's just gonna share some insight on mental health.
I'm still in my PJs, but usually I do go on camera. Like I just finally got StreamYard to work after, I don't know, 6 months of it not working. And
look, you see what I've been going through. And you go watch on my live, you like, what it did good? Because I be trying to figure it out. But I'm glad I welcome you on my channel. You don't have to show your face, honey. Be you. Be you, be comfortable. But my first question is, how do you feel about mental health? Do you think it's important? Do you think it needs to be talked about?
Yes, definitely. And that I started stepping up a couple of months ago because of the thyroid issues and what medicines can do and how it changes your body and how doctors basically ignore you. They'll ignore you and automatically think anxiety. Anxiety is number 1 on their list, or trying to offer you a medication, but they don't go in back of the main picture behind everything. You know what I mean? They don't, they just focus on meds and how can we help you that way.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are suffering, especially now with the past 2 years of being isolated, and it's making everything much worse.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I've been challenged for many years, and basically because my thyroid meds are unbalanced, and it does cause anxiety. It causes a lot of issues.
So
And
you
if
saw the meds, right, that I showed you. So are you on you on the same kind of medicine I'm on?
yes, well, if it's levothyroxine, then
Yeah,
yes. Yeah,
levothyroxine. I take
but I'm
one
on a
every
very,
day.
very low dose.
I have the 150. I was on the 138, but it wasn't like my TH and all that was still off whack. So after I had that thyroid removal, like I said, they had found the tumor on me and they said it was some cancer cells, right? And they
Yeah.
went in and they got, it was like a 4 centimeter thyroid. I don't know if you can see my little cut right there.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah,
Yeah, they
yours is
cut
way
me with,
worse than mine is.
do what now?
Like yours is like way more visible than mine is.
Oh, girl, I had a good surgeon. You better see it. But it reminds me daily of how God has been good to me. It reminds me that it could have been the other way. You see what I'm saying? But after they removed that one side of my thyroid, they said,
Was
"Look,
it your left? Was it your left side? Because it was my left side.
Yep,
Yeah,
it was
left.
my left side. It was my left side, and they saw it on that side, right? And so they said, "Look, we're gonna have to go in and go get the other side because we don't want to spread." Girl, I just went to pieces mentally.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Mentally,
Yep.
it affected me mentally. I'm not ashamed to tell no one. I went through depression, and now I'm more calmer. I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with now. But that first initial, when you hear the word cancer, I'm telling you, if a doctor never told you you had cancer, you cannot tell how another person feeling because mentally, I couldn't handle it. I'm just being honest.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
So when did you find out about your thyroid cancer?
It was probably in 2014, 2015. I moved from East Coast to West Coast. So the new environment for me just shot my body down.
Wow.
Yeah. I also have mine's more trauma related, I believe. I had an aunt that passed away from cancer at the time of 2014, and then I came down with cancer that same year.
Wow.
So trauma, like you were talking about in the body and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, so you say yours in 2014. It happened to me in 2016. So me and you almost 5-6 years in.
Yeah, 2015 is when they found it in December. They removed it, but then initially over time, I started feeling the same symptoms, losing weight, not feeling well, continuing, nothing working, and then just constantly going to the doctors and the ERs for different things. And a lot of the times it was vitamin deficiencies and things like that with anemia. So they found that I had very low ferritin. And if you don't get the iron and ferritin checked, your body also goes down with a whole boatload of issues. But essentially in 2015, I think it was 2017, they discovered my second cancer. Wow. And they were like, it might have still been there, but we missed it. And I was like, wait a minute, you missed it?
What?
Yeah.
So this was after they first diagnosed you, they moved your thyroids, right?
Yeah.
And so how many months or years later?
About a year and change of constantly fighting for them to see what else was going on. They found another few set of lymph nodes on my right side. And I said, no, it's always been there. It's always been there. It was there the very first time.
And they didn't see it?
They didn't see it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
They called it reoccurrence cancer. That's how they labeled it, was reoccurring cancer. So they didn't see it, and they had to do a second surgery. And then,
sometimes I know it just be my mind. Sometimes I get paranoid. I be thinking I still feel something up there. Do you ever just be like that? You ever be like that?
Yeah, I still in the back of my mind, even though they tell me that I'm cancer free, it's like if I'm having the same symptoms, I still feel like there's something left behind causing it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it may just be you.
Well, see, it's the traumatization.
Yep.
I get paranoid. You know, like I just found out I got a tear in my shoulder, right? I found out I got a rotator tear. And I'm thinking it got something to do with my breast and my neck. I'm like, no, it ain't found. You know, I was get so paranoid. I was out there taking the MRI, and my daughter's urge like, Mama, please. My daughter be like, Mama, just go sit down, calm down, Mama. And when I went to the emergency room, I'm like, oh my God, I had to go to the emergency room when I first found out it was something going on my shoulder. And they talking about it ain't nothing to do with your thyroid, ain't nothing to do with no breast cancer. But I was thinking, because I've been through a lot and I was just feeling traumatized from all this stuff. So
our brains automatically go to the very first thing that we were traumatized with, and that's the C word, cancer.
That's right. Because after they removed that tumor from my thyroids and they got the other side, I had a total hysterectomy, right? And so I ended up putting on this medicine. They told you, look, you got to take this medicine every day of your life. If you don't take this medicine, like I said, I had went maybe a couple of hours and I forgot to take it. It seemed like I just started, my body just started. I don't have no energy. I be feeling I just be out of it. And my daughter like, Mom, you must take your medicine today. Can I be straight? I will do something to you mentally. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah, you have to take we have to take them because we don't have a thyroid regulating our system anymore, and that controls every single organ in your body. So without these medications, if that's my fear during this whole pandemic, if we happen to lose out on medication somehow, how are we going to stay alive? So that's my current anxiety is what do you do if we don't have the medication for us, because this is what's keeping our bodies going.
I haven't even thought about it in that way.
Yep.
Wow, that's something to think about. And it's, because like things are starting to turn a little. You sound like you're real young. You don't have to tell your age, but you sound like
I'm not young. We'll say.
Well,
I'm like middle. I'm getting up there.
You sound young. Well, I'm 53. I ain't
Yeah.
You sound real young, but yes, like I was talking about the mental health. What we've been through the last 2 years, it's enough to have somebody back crazy. You hear me? We couldn't leave the house. People stopped working. You barely had money. Some people didn't have money to survive. Then we got the little stimulus. It helped us out a little bit, but the government ain't gonna give you too much. And a lot of people wasn't able to handle that. And then we lost a lot of loved ones, because I have lost a lot of loved ones. That's why I said we gotta thank God that we can't sit up in my chat today and say God is good. We here. Somebody didn't make it this morning. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I do a lot of awareness over here. And I like you and anybody else like to come up and share their stories. And you know what, Sunflower, we're going to have to keep on praying, keep on hanging in there.
Yep, just fight every day. Every day, no matter how it comes out of your mouth, just keep fighting. That's what I tell everybody. No matter.
So do you have children? You have people supporting you? Family?
Yep.
Okay. That's good. That's good to have a support system. It's good to have somebody you can turn to sometime when you need to. A lot of people, like I was telling you about Naomi Judd, did you know she dealt with mental health? The country singer that just passed, Naomi Judd. Did you know she dealt with mental health?
Mm-hmm.
You knew about her story?
Oh, wait. Sorry, who?
Naomi Judd, the one I was talking about.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, pretty much any celebrity has mental health. There's not one celebrity right now.
You surprised.
Not going through it. And I say I always put like hashtag free Johnny Depp.
Oh, girl. What you think free about Johnny? That, girl? That's some mental health going on in that courtroom. You hear me? They're acting like they're a comedy show the way they carrying on. I'm like, oh my God.
They're going through it.
He ain't not laughing about it.
Yep.
But I was just talking about Naomi. She was like, when she was 3 years old, she was molested by her uncle. And see, she was traumatized. You could be like I was telling my story.
I'll be right back. I have to let my dogs in.
Okay, girl.
Yeah,
I don't know
they
what
need it.
miles that he quiet. He better stay quiet. My children dog. He better stay quiet. Hey, Flawless, how you doing, sweetie? I'm just over here talking about mental health and the importance of mental health, and we need to educate ourselves on mental health because that's what's going on, y'all. That's reality. Mental health is reality. Whether we want to face it, whether we want to deal with it, that's 70 million people are dealing with it daily, y'all. We ain't the only one dealing with stuff. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Yesterday I was having a so-so day, but I'm good. You know, I have my days, but I try to get up the next morning and say, God, thank you. I said, thank you for allowing me to get on up out that bed. But yesterday, after I went to the doctor, I woke up feeling bad yesterday. I was just having a bad, my stomach wasn't right, the pain in my shoulder and everything. I said, Lord, be with me. But I got all right later on that day after I took some more meds and stuff. But you know what? I have to keep them going, y'all. If I sit here and stress and worry about what I'm going through, I'll be crazy. You hear me? I started my channel for an outlet. I try to come on and share the things I does share. Something to try to lift myself up if I can lift somebody up along the way. But this is Sunflower up here, everybody. Y'all make sure y'all connect with her. She was sharing her story. She is a thyroid cancer survivor. She went through the same thing I went through, but they ended up telling her they found another spot. They had found another spot, so she had to go through that all over again. And that stuff like that builds anxiety. It mess with your mental state. You'd already been through one surgery, and they didn't got one cancer. Here they come again saying they found something else. That's enough to affect you mentally. I tell you, I after they got that from me, that thyroid, that tumor off my thyroid, and I kept going to the doctor, kept getting blood work. I had to kept going to get. They kept me going back and forth to the doctor like weekly, monthly, because they want to make sure that they didn't leave nothing. They want to make sure that my medicine was doing right by me and stuff like that. So I was finally released from my thyroid doctor 2 years ago because they said they didn't see nothing else. Just make sure I take my meds, eat, and be on a proper diet. And that's what I've been trying to do, y'all. I've been trying. So far, I've been doing okay. I have no craving for different foods and stuff, but I always have to tell myself, look, remember, get back on track. And that's what I do. I try to work it out during the week, eat light, cut back, portion control. But on the weekend, I give myself a chance to enjoy my life some and be with my family. If I eat something I ain't got no business, Sunday, I start all over. That's why I always put a week, 6 to 7, 6 to 8. I start all over on Sunday with my journey because you got to still enjoy your life. You still go out there and have a little fun. You know what your goals are. Just do what you got to do to stay on that track. But that's what we were talking about, mental health awareness. It's important to know what mental health is. And if you're going through mental health, don't be ashamed. Tell your story. It might inspire someone. And we see mental health every day, whether we want to admit it or not. We see it on the YouTube street. We see it on the news every day. We can see people getting killed because somebody went out there and want to shoot them up or do crazy stuff. This crazy stuff. That's mental health. But some things can be avoided. Some things can be avoided.
I totally agree with you.
I mean, we see this stuff every day, don't we, girl? We see it every day. You can't turn on the news without seeing somebody getting shot or someone's committing suicide. But it's a reason for all of that.
That's the other thing of it is avoid the news if you can. You know, try to find things that are going to uplift you.
Yeah, the news makes you depressed too.
Yep.
The news makes you depressed. So I'm asking you this question. You said after 215, they found the second spot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. You had to do radiation?
Nope, no radiation. In fact, my doctors told me they think that the radiation didn't work the first time. It destroyed my good cells, essentially. So it wiped out all of my good cells and changed
Wow.
my cells internally and my blood work as well. So I think that I became anemic, likely from radiation, and I'm suffering from just being anemic pretty much 24/7.
Wow. You
Yeah.
know, when they told me I was gonna have to take radiation, they said I was gonna have to be isolated. Was you isolated from your family?
Yeah. So this whole like past few years is no news to me. You know, I'm used to being isolated. But I was isolated for I think close to 12 days.
Yep, that's what they
10 to
told
12
me.
days.
Mm-hmm. See, that's
Yep.
what they had told me I was gonna have to. That, you know what? That was gonna kill me because I'm used to having my family with me daily because I have my grandkids around me all the time. And see what my husband had did after they had told me, after they removed the other side, that I was gonna have to take radiation. But you know, they got a call back from the cancer center. Me and my husband went up. They said, "Well, you need to come to the cancer center." We went up there. Those folks told me, I'm gonna tell you exactly what those doctors told me and my husband. God has healed you. You ain't got to have no radiation. I was like, what? You know, I'm like, did these people misdiagnose me? Did they have me going through this thinking I had cancer, didn't have? They said, ma'am, we knew what we seen. But after we did that last surgery, it was no cancer there. You don't have to go through radiation. Girl, I cried. I still was mentally, I still didn't know how to handle none of that. That's why I said God is good. I didn't have to go through no radiation. I was getting prepared for radiation. My husband was finna make our bedroom out of our apartment for me because he was gonna have to be in the other room. I wasn't gonna be able to eat nothing they eat. I mean, I was getting prepared for that next chapter, but I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do it. So that's why I said, woo, that's why I give God all the glory. You hear me? I give him
You
all
got
the
lucky.
Huh?
You got lucky. Mine was, I think, on its way to spreading. So
Wow.
yeah, we had to take chances in that way because essentially they removed over 28 lymph nodes. I think it was close to 30 something.
Wow, girl, you're a walking testimony, though. You can sit here and talk about it, even though
I can talk for days.
Look, you done met your mad time. That's all I do over here. Talk. Oh, when my camera ain't going out, or if I ain't having some malfunction, I be on her talking. Everybody can tell you, Georgia girl can talk. But you know what, girl? Mentally, how did you manage after the radiation? With me and Sunflower up here talking. I don't know if I'm thinking about it. I didn't tell her that. But this Sunflower, everybody, y'all make sure y'all connect with her. We just up here just talking about mental health and
we're thyroid warriors.
Thyroid survivors.
I mean, for me, after the first one, it definitely was a challenge knowing that in the back of my mind, I did have cancer still. And for me to be able to tell the doctors when they're doctors and they should know, I was like, no, I still have cancer.
Okay. You said you already knew you had more cancer.
I knew it. My mind knew it.
How did you know that?
I felt it. I just knew it. I knew it was the same symptoms. I knew how I was acting. I knew just to keep going and fighting and trying to get to that doctor on time. And essentially I did. I wound up in the hospital with, I think it was just like basically low potassium.
Wow.
And then that leading to essentially them asking me if I would like another ultrasound. And I said, yes, please do another ultrasound. And they came back with paperwork. You have reoccurring thyroid cancer.
Wow.
So I kept fighting and I'm still fighting.
But you know what, girl? You're strong. You keep holding on. That's my worst fear. Even though they took my thyroids and they took everything, but I still get paranoid. But I have to keep praying and just say, look, ain't nothing up there. Ain't nothing up there. So just keep on living. You know, just you know, but it's hard not to. it's hard not to. No,
I
especially my neck.
actually,
You see how my neck is, right? It still
Yeah.
looks fat.
yeah,
I went back and got a biopsy, and they told me that it's just my tissues. Ain't nothing down Miss Moore. My last name Moore.
yep,
This ain't nothing up there. Stop. Just go on. But I
yep.
can't help it.
They say go enjoy your life. You're fine.
But you
Yep.
know what, Sunflower, I'm glad I was able to come to YouTube because I have met another lady that have dealt with thyroid, and she said the medicine we take don't help her. She said
Mhm.
don't help her.
Yeah.
We was on her talk.
I have a friend within my other community on my other channel who's going through radiation right now, and I think she's
Mhm.
just ending her 10 days of
Mhm.
radiation, but she's in the same boat. She's thyroid cancer, radiation. There's
Wow.
so many of us, but we're not talking about it.
I know. Well, I'm glad you ran across me today. Well, like I said, I met you through, I think one day last week, I
Super
believe.
chat. Yeah.
Mhm. But you never know. Your story, somebody might come back and watch the replay and hear your testimony. And you
Yep.
might just make somebody else want to come out and just share, because that's what we need. We need some motivation. We need inspiration. We need somebody to help lift us up. And that's what I try to do over here. If you notice, that's what I try to do over here. I have enjoyed you, but because I got to get ready to go. Let me see what time it is. About 2, I probably leave about 2. And you always welcome over here. Always does Wellness Wednesday. I'm always dropping videos, and I like to come out and just talk about things because these things we need to know.
Yep. I agree.
But I'm glad,
I agree.
I'm glad everything went okay. So as of today, how are you feeling today? Just tell me, how are you feeling today?
As of today, I'm still challenged by something currently going on the right side of my neck. So I did recently get an ultrasound. They did say I'm cancer free, but I do have a lymph node currently overreacting to something, and they don't know what it is. This is what I've been trying to fight since my first 2 cancers. Is, do I still have cancer? And they're just missing it.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm still fighting something. They don't know what it is. It shows up in my blood work, but they can't figure it out. And so I'm just basically like everybody else, battling all these challenges every day and fighting.
Wow. Cause I know every time I would go when I was at the cancer center, they kept saying, see, I was diagnosed with chronic pain, arthritis, and I got a
Are you fibromyalgia?
Huh?
Are you
I
fibromyalgia?
got osteoarthritis in my back and it's in my hip.
Okay.
And I deal with chronic pain. It bothered me mentally and physically. Hey, Miss Lady T, because my gait is messed up.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't walk. I walk. It's just like I walk like a pigeon. Like I'm wobbling because of that disc. Yes, surgery. They was saying surgery can't help me because because I done had them. See, they went through my hip thinking that gonna fix it, but it didn't fix it. So now they're saying my back causing the whole thing. Now
What about your sciatica?
Yeah, now it started going up in my shoulder. I'm like, oh my God, I need a whole new body. But I thank God what body I do have. I thank God for you. You know what I'm saying?
We have to at this point.
How you been doing this, lady? We just talking about mental health. You want to come up and share some things? Do you know?
Yeah, hi to everybody in chat. Hello.
Yeah, this is Sunflower up here. Y'all make sure y'all connect with her. She's just been up here sharing her story. Me and her share a similar story with the thyroid. She's a thyroid survivor, and she's just up here sharing. And we just gonna keep you impressed. And you always welcome to come up. Me, you can have another part 2 of this. We can just talk about it again. But we're gonna keep on fighting. That's why you see our hashtag keep on pushing. And if anybody out there's going through anything, don't feel bad. You're not alone. That's what we're here for, to help try to lift each other up, support each other, because we need it. Mental health, all the stuff you done went through, and what I'm going through, and still going through, we still standing though. We're
Yep.
still here.
Yep. Got to keep swimming every single day. And it's like I said before, no matter how it comes out of your mouth, that's just your strength coming through and you not wanting
Amen.
to give up.
Amen. I tell you, woo, I can tell you, girl. I can see and tell you. I still get paranoid. It's been 5 years. Cause when I started having that pain in my, I thought I was having a heart attack. You know, because it's on my left side. It seemed like everything acting up on my left side, left thyroid, left hip, and then that disc on my back is down there. It's on my left side. I'm like, what's going on? And I just ain't been the same since that thyroid situation. My body hasn't been the same, but
Yep.
I can't keep complaining because I still got my life. I just got to deal with what I deal with and do the best I can and keep on moving. Hey, B. White. Panama, you want to come up? I know you want to say some things about mental health. You come up for a few minutes. You want to share some encouragement? Because Panama, she does a lot of awareness on her channel for she talks about suicide awareness on her channel. She talks about a lot of different things on her channel. You make sure you connect with her. And
Sure.
she does that on Sunday. She does it on Sunday. I don't know. She might be on the road. Let's see what time. You come up for a minute. You want to give somebody some kind of encouragement that's going through mental health, that's feeling like they want to, you know, thinking the world is got a lot of burden on their shoulder. Cause you know, I ain't gonna tell you no story, Sunflower. It get depressing. It really do get depressing.
Yeah. I
But
totally understand.
it get depressing, but I have to tell myself, God kept me here for a reason.
Yep.
You ain't went through all this for nothing. God didn't take you to cancer for nothing, Sunflower. So you remember that. No matter what you gone through, God is still in control. He's still
So I keep saying I'm here to tell a story or eventually get to the right answer.
That's right. And do you think you need to change doctor if those doctors are not telling you what you need to hear?
I've been to multiple doctors. I have hematologists, and I've been shipped back and forth between 2 different hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
But they all pretty much have the same outcome,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just something that's in my blood cells. I think that ultimately they say there is no cure. So you know,
That's what
it
they
is what
tell
it
me
is,
about what I'm
and
going through now. They be like, ain't no cure for arthritis and
yeah,
what you're going through. They tell me that. And I be like, I have to accept it. And it get depressing, but you know, I have to remember I gotta remember I do have a life. I get emotional a little bit sometimes, but I'm strong too. But at times I think about how far God has brought me and how he will continue to. If I could continue to keep the faith, we're gonna be all right, Sunflower. We're gonna be all right. You're always welcome over here. I made you a mod down there, so when you go back down there, you go get your other channel because I wanna connect to you through your other channel.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say before I sign out was this is my second channel. I have another channel. It's Retro Oregon, where you can
So when you
get
go
to know
back
me over
down,
there.
when you go back down in the chat, can you just put both of your channels down? Like, I know I'm connected with you through this channel right here.
Yeah.
But, I don't think I'm connected to you on that.
I have to do it through my phone.
Okay.
I've been on as on the other channel for a little over 2 years now, and I'm trying to start up my second channel just to kind of get my mind away from all the things that I do over there.
I know.
Yeah.
I see.
So
see.
everybody can get to know me as Retro Oregon and many other names that I've
Okay,
had.
you make sure you I have enjoyed you. You're always welcome over here. We're gonna continue to keep each other in prayer and everything. You know, like I said, if you haven't been through somebody, if you haven't walked in anybody's shoes, you cannot judge them. Even though me and your stories are similar alike, but I still don't know what you're going through every day. But
Right.
you seem like a strong young lady. Just keep on pushing, and you know we can always connect with each other. You know, you're always welcome. I want to go over there and visit you if I can see what else you're doing. Like I said, sometimes we go on YouTube, just find something else. You know, the acapella time. Cause we sit here, we will worry, and I don't like to be worried because they don't do it make you in more pain and mess with your mental state. So that's why I tell you.
I feel you, girl.
Oh,
I'm posting my link.
That's Panama right now. Hey, Panama, welcome.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you
So
for inviting.
you got Lee there, and I'm like, who is Lee? And I forget. I used to say it Panama. But Panama, my show today was mental health awareness, which you does talk about that some on your channel along with everything else. So this is Sunflower up here.
Yes, I've been here the whole time listening to you ladies. Y'all doing great, and bless you all both. You know, continue to heal your body inside and out. Yes. And I just want to tell you, Georgia girl, you encouraged me to do the pineapple water. My daughter and I. I drink. All I drink is water. I mean, sometimes I do my smoothies or I drink my herbal tea. But I told my daughter I'm going to stick straight to water, nothing else. So it's easy for me to do water.
Water is good.
Yeah.
Just plain water is good.
Yes, and you know, plus I work out.
Because I got to get ready to go in the next 5 minutes. If you had something to tell someone that's going through, like some of the things we're going through, and somebody that you know going through some mental illness, what would you leave? Just tell me what a couple of words you would want them to know.
Well, I want to send this out to Tom Girl City. I don't know how many of you guys are connected with her because she just recently changed her channel, and she's a young lady, but she's going through a lot mentally because, you know, a lot of people don't want to accept her because she's gay. And like I told her, you don't have nothing to be ashamed of. There's no reason to be depressed. Like I said, the only person you have to answer to is the Lord. And I always tell anybody, keep your faith. Right. You know, keep your faith. Whatever you do, don't ever lose faith. Don't worry about other people judging you. And also, her thing is because, you know, what making her depressed because she don't have a girlfriend. I said, just wait.
Do she be in your chat? Do she be in your chat?
Yes, and actually, she probably come on tonight because she asked me, can she come up and talk about it?
Okay, what time are you coming on? If I can make sure, I want to connect with her.
Yes, I'll be back on at 8 tonight.
At 8, okay. What you gonna be talking about tonight?
Well, tonight is our double hitter. You know, I never know what's gonna happen.
Girl, I've been trying to catch up with you.
I've been trying to catch up with me too.
But yeah, that's all I do over here. Try to have some awareness. Try to keep myself lifted because I go through things. But you know, I just said, Lord, I'm just gonna continue to keep the faith. That's why I'm telling Sunflower, we just got to keep on fighting. We just can't give up. Right. You know, and that's for anybody that's going through anything.
And I know I miss a couple Sundays doing my stress, depression, and suicide because I feel like that's something that's very good to talk about because
that's why I was telling her to tune into your show. Yeah, I shared you one day, but I haven't seen you in the last, like you said.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been traveling and getting my shows and stuff together, so it's just been hard on me on Sundays because you know I do shows every Sunday.
How them knees doing that? Because you were talking about them knees the other night.
Oh man, I talk about the knees every morning. Every time I try to dance, you know, my knees. But you know, like I said the good Lord give me strength. And like I said, you don't overdo it. You know what your body can handle, and you know what it cannot handle. Yes, so I'm trying to surgery. Yes, and I'm going to definitely connect to Sunflower as soon as I get off of your channel. And anybody else,
ladies, because I got to run in a minute.
All right, thank you very much.
I have enjoyed y'all. Y'all make sure y'all connect down there with Lee. I'm used to calling you Panama. I'm sorry. I gotta get used to saying Lee.
Yes, my channel is Panama City.
Down there, huh?
My channel is Panama City. It's Panama City. It's really Panama City, but because you know I could not legally use Panama City, I had to break it up. So it's Panta, then it's Ma City.
Yeah, because I know when I first started coming to your channel, and I kept on trying to put in Panama, it kept on going to Panama City.
Right, that's why I had to break it up because they told me I couldn't legally use it. So I said, okay, I liked the name Panama City, so I figured a way to do it and still use it. So all I did was break it up, you know, into syllables. That's
I see how you got it.
All right. So you have a wonderful day, and thank you for
All
inviting me.
right, but thank you for coming over, and I'll catch you tonight. What time? 8 o'clock. You know I'll be
Yes.
laid down, but I will peep in down there. See what's going on.
Okay, then. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, wellness. Okay, Sunflower. They'll drop their link. Let me see. Can I drop their link? Who all you need, Sunflower? Hey, wellness. We was just talking over here talking about mental health, and I had Sunflower up here. She was just sharing her story because she's a thyroid survivor and she's dealing with anxiety and different things. We were just on her just getting some awareness to mental health, and mental health is important. It's good to educate ourselves on things because it's going on out there in the world. And you know that's what I do over here. I share a lot of awareness over here. But she's was new coming in today. She came in and she's a 2-time thyroid cancer survivor. That's what she's is. I might have to do a part 2. I told them to let her come back and talk because I got to get ready to go.
Same.
Sunflower, I have enjoyed you.
Yeah. Thank
And
you
Diamond
so
want
much.
to come back. Diamond, I might have to come back up. I got to go pick up I got to go somewhere right quick.
We'll stay connected. Let's do a round 2. I wish I sounded better. I still have my morning voice going on.
Maybe we'll come back later on this evening and we can talk more about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll come do a part 2 because Diamond want to come. I'm just going to do a part 2. I'm going to see what time I can do it.
I've got to take care of my doggos now.
Okay, then. It was good to see you.
Yeah, so nice to meet everybody.
Later on this evening, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
everybody, have a nice day.
All right, bye-bye. Let me
Hey.
How you doing?
Hi.
I gotta get ready to go because I had it scheduled to 2 o'clock, but I gotta get ready. I'm gonna do a part 2 probably about 5. You'll be able to come back in. I wanted you to come last week because I did a show on autism last week. And I wanted you to come up and share your story. Where you were last week?
Huh?
What was you last Wednesday? Because I did a story on autism last Wednesday.
Yeah, my life is still hard.
Well, okay. I'm gonna do a part 2 on this when I come back. I gotta go do an appointment right quick. But it'll be about 5 o'clock. Just have your bells on, okay?
Okay.
I'll see you when I come back later on this evening.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. I gotta go somewhere. I got an appointment in the next couple of minutes. I'm gonna do a part 2 on this mental health awareness. Diamond and Sunflower supposed to come back. If anybody else want to come up on the panel, I'm gonna make sure I have everything where I can get y'all up here. If y'all haven't connected down there, please do, because mental health is important. Mental health is something we need to know because we see it every day, y'all. So I'll see y'all at 5 o'clock. I'll come back at 5 and do the part 2, and we'll talk more about it. And I'll see y'all on the next go round. Bye-bye. Good to see you, Wellness. Y'all make sure y'all have connected down there. Okay, I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to continue to talk more about it this afternoon when I come back. And I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.